Practical spirituality is a unique method for directly accessing your higher wisdom 24/7. And my students are generally heart-centered women who are entrepreneurs and coaches and leaders. They're healers and spiritual teachers. And they understand that the choices that they make in their lives create the next moment of their experience. But as you said, they may have been reading lots of books and taking lots of workshops, and they're on a path, but they have yet to learn how to integrate everything that they know into their lives. And it's not surprising, because when we think about the onset of consciousness, there's an arc to how consciousness has entered our world. And there's also a place where we are as beings when we receive information. And we have had lives where we're so grounded in our intellect, and we're so grounded in our emotional body, and we're so grounded in our mind, which is the vehicle that rehashes all of our pain. So we're taught from a very early age to use these tools to respond to life. When chaos happens and irritation pops up and difficulties or even tragedies happen, we try to think our way out of them. We emotionally respond to them, but we're not taught how to tap into our higher wisdom. So when people get the knock or the tap or the heavy slap upside the face to open up and to come to spirituality, they access it the way that they know. They read about it. They sign up for workshops. But there comes a point in a spiritual person's life where they know this isn't enough. I want to be the values that I hold. I want my life to be a reflection of those values that I hold so dear. And practical spirituality teaches a student how to actualize their spirituality. And the way we do this is by having a very simple core belief, which is that we are responsible for our entire lives. And our choices in each moment create the next opportunity that's going to arise. So when we learn how to make a shift and how to shift from responding to life from emotions and intellect and past pain, and we learn how to respond from higher wisdom, then the next moment that we create is a very different one. So through practical spirituality, I teach students how to respond to everything that appears in their life from one of the many physical manifestations of love. And that may look like abundance, it may look like understanding, it may look like tolerance or compassion or kindness. The physical manifestation of love might be wisdom. It might be gratitude. It might be grace. What happens when we learn how to respond to life from those states, which are high frequency vibration, we become them. So think about it for a moment. Because we have so many different times throughout the day where there's difficulty or irritation or we're challenged. Maybe we get up in the morning and we're fresh and we're full. Our spiritual bank account is 100%. And we have places to go. So we're maybe a little late. Maybe you're a little late and you rush out the door. And so as you're rushing, you're starting to stress. Well, your spiritual bank account just went down 10%. You get in the car and you're really starting, the person in front of you is really slow, which is what always happens when we're late. The person in front of us is always slow. And there's another 20%. And as you're trying to calm yourself down because you know that you want to be in a very positive vibration, when you get to work, the person in front of you cuts you off and you get startled and suddenly you're shooting them the finger, cursing at them, and there's another 35% and you're wondering, who is this person behind the wheel? So then you get to work, and as you rush through the door, the person in front of you doesn't hold the door, and you start to really have a real strong judgment about them. And there's another 15%. And by the time you land at wherever you want to be, you've kind of gone through about 75% of your energy, and it's only 10 o'clock. So this is not an uncommon occurrence for people, whether you have children, whether you have elderly people, whether you have teenagers, whether you have financial situations that are challenging or a health situation. We all have stuff. And our response to that really is a representation of whether we're able to open up to the abundance that we are or not. So